Fortunately, Viltrumite babies are placed in gravity chambers. You open your eyes for the first time. The moment has come. You've just been born, a full-blooded Viltrumite on the harsh planet of Viltrum. As you lie there, several figures in battle armor surround you. They're checking your vital signs on the monitors, deciding your fate. "Yep, he's strong," says one of the doctors. But who can really tell? You're just a baby, and it's hard to make a judgment at this point. Your parents, also still in their uniforms, breathe a sigh of relief. They know the Viltrumite policy well. Only the strong children are allowed to survive. The rest? Well, don't worry about them. Fortunately, you're allowed to go home to your parents, but things aren't as cozy as you might expect. Instead of soft toys and TV shows, Viltrumite babies are placed in gravity chambers, 4 times the gravity of Earth. The intense pressure pushes your tiny muscles to adapt, and your cries echo off cold steel walls as you struggle to lift your head. No one comes to comfort you, for on Viltrum, weakness is never rewarded, no exceptions, not even for babies. By the time you reach the age of 2, you've already shown signs of the extraordinary power within you. The average fully grown Viltrumite can lift 400 tons, but as a toddler, you're not quite there yet. Your so-called toys are heavy blocks that challenge you, but you're doing pretty well. You're even showing signs of levitation, which means one thing: your combat training begins immediately. Your parents, watching closely, don't help you up when you stumble. They don't encourage you or console you. Instead, they watch with their arms crossed as you struggle to get back on your feet. A true Viltrumite never needs assistance. Standing on your own is all that matters. At 5 years old, you're thrown into the Juvenile Combat Initiative, where other children your age fight to prove their worth. This isn't a playground, it's a battlefield. On your first day, you're matched against Lauro, a boy a little older and twice your size. There's only one rule in this game: incapacitate your opponent. You're thrown into the fight, and it's rough. Lauro charges at you, knocking you down. But there's no excuse for failure. You rise up, push yourself, and land a blow to his jaw. You manage to bring him down. The crowd of children and parents cheers, impressed by your skill. At 5 years old, you've earned their respect. As you grow older, you realize that the Viltrumites are raised to be warriors from birth, so concepts like genuine parental love are foreign to you. At school, the subjects are all about reinforcing the Empire's ideals. History class glorifies past conquests. Science focuses on weapon development, and even mathematics is framed through the lens of warfare logistics. PE is combat training with cardio on the side. Every failure is punished. Perfection isn't just expected, it's mandatory. One of the haunting lessons comes in history class, when you learn about the Purging, a brutal event in Viltrumite history. Thousands of years ago, the Viltrumites, divided by strength, began a horrific civil war. Those deemed weak were eliminated in a massive bloodbath. The survivors, those who were deemed the strongest, went on to dominate the galaxy. After the Purging, the Viltrumites adopted a brutal doctrine of eugenics, ensuring that only the strong survived. The weak were exterminated, and the planet was rebuilt by the superhuman survivors. As you approach 10 years old, you're sent on your first observation mission to a newly conquered planet. The air is thick with the smell of burning rubble, and the skies are black with smoke. Villages burn as you follow your squad leader, General Korf, to survey the aftermath of the conquest. The rebels are captured, kneeling in chains. Decide their fate, Korf commands. You hesitate for a moment, your heart pounding, but you know that hesitation is weakness. With trembling hands, you point to the execution squad. The prisoners are executed without hesitation. That night, for the first time, you lie awake, haunted by the memory. But on Viltrum, guilt isn't tolerated. At 15, you're given your first solo mission, leading a squad to raid an embattled rebel outpost. The mission is small, but the stakes are high. If you fail, there will be consequences. The rebels are better armed than expected, and things quickly spiral into chaos. Despite the heavy losses, you manage to destroy the outpost and complete the mission. When you return, the loss of life is downplayed. A victory is a victory, your instructor says, as if the lives lost mean nothing. At 16, you face the Vite trials, an event that will determine whether you survive or die. These trials aren't ceremonial, they're brutal challenges designed to eliminate anyone who isn't strong enough. The first task is a race across a moon's rocky surface, with gravity 3 times the strength of Viltrum's. The terrain is jagged, every step causing sharp pain. Falling behind means certain death. You push through the pain, barely making it in time to face your first opponent, Laro, now much bigger and stronger than when you first fought him as a child. You defeat him swiftly, with no praise, only the cold acknowledgement that you've done what's expected. The trials continue, growing harder with each challenge. You're paired with Corvin and Vetra for a teamwork exercise. The task is to infiltrate a rebel stronghold and eliminate its defenders. Despite your best efforts to control the situation, Vetra's impulsivity almost gets her killed. The instructors emphasize the lesson: a team is only as strong as its weakest link. You complete the mission, but the lesson sticks with you. On Viltrum, teamwork is just another tool to use, not a virtue to cherish. The final test is the most brutal, a free-for-all battle where only the strongest will survive. In the end, only you and Corvin remain. You fought side by side, saved each other's lives, and forged a bond. But in the end, that bond means nothing. With a swift strike, you knock him unconscious and claim victory. You've proven your worth and survived the trials. You are now a Viltrumite warrior. By your mid-20s, war has become second nature. Every day feels like a repetition of the last. You descend upon a planet, crush its defenses, pacify its population, and move on. The galaxy is vast, and the Viltrumite Empire demands total dominance. But by your 40s, the cracks in the Empire's facade begin to show. Rebellions that once took days to crush now drag on for months. Resistance grows fiercer, and you stop aging. The older you get, the stronger you become. In your 50s, you return home after a conquest, only to learn that your father has died. The official report says it was during a training exercise, but rumors suggest something darker, an act of defiance punished by the Empire. At his funeral, there is no mention of his personal life, only his service to the Empire. The doubts you've had for years resurface. Was your father truly loyal to the Empire, or did he question the path laid out for him? Shortly after the funeral, you're summoned to meet with the High Command. They congratulate you on your service and inform you that it's time for you to take on a new role in the Empire's plans: reproduction. The Empire believes your genetics are exemplary, and it's your duty to carry on the Viltrumite legacy. You're given a mission to Corollis, a distant planet deemed a prime candidate for genetic integration. Your mission is simple: infiltrate the planet, form relationships, and produce offspring to strengthen the Empire's control. But this isn't about family, it's about the Empire's agenda. As you spend more time on Corollis, you can't help but admire the peaceful, harmonious culture of the planet. The people are kind, and their values are in sharp contrast to the Viltrumite way. Despite your mission, you find yourself forming a genuine connection with a woman named Ara. For the first time in your life, you experience love and the bond of family. You raise your children, teaching them both Viltrumite and Corollis values. But you know that one day, the Empire will come for them. Eventually, the High Command orders you to return to Viltrum, bringing your children with you. But you can't bring yourself to do it. That night, you make a decision. You contact the High Command and lie, telling them that you've encountered unforeseen complications. You prepare your children for the inevitable confrontation with the Empire, teaching them how to harness their abilities and protect themselves. When the Empire finally arrives, led by General Korf, you know it's the end. The battle is fierce, but you're no match for the Empire's overwhelming force. You die leading the final stand, but you ensure your family's escape. The Empire claims victory, but the memory of you lives on, not as a conqueror, but as a father who chose freedom over the Empire's endless wars.